turn things over to Joe right now. Joe Rose is live from the WQAM studios this morning. And Joe, back to football, the game, and not the controversy surrounding all of it. The Jets beating up on the Dolphins a couple of weeks ago. What has changed since then? Obviously, the Dolphins have made some changes. They've had a couple of good games. What do you think they could do? But close games, nonetheless. What do they need to do, Joe?
Lauren, I thought the first time around, the Dolphins, I don't know how seriously they took the Jets. They'd lost their first couple of games. They didn't look very good. And the Jets had their home opener up there, and they were ready to go. And they really, I thought, embarrassed the Miami Dolphins. If I'm Coach Case, I'm showing that tape, and this is a much different team. They think they're playing better. Talking to some of the guys, the way they played in the second half, they've been able to come back and win now a 3-2 record on the season. I think it starts with the running game. Jay Cutler getting guys. They talk about big plays. And the good news right now, the Dolphins defense is really playing well. They got some guys back. They got some young guys playing well. They've got some experience, and they're playing at home. So I think the Dolphins will be motivated. It's a rivalry game with the Jets. It always is, no matter what the record is. I think they'll be pretty fired up. I expect the Dolphins to play a whole lot better in this game on Sunday.
All right. One guy who never really looks fired up or anything really. He always kind of looks the same, Jay Cutler. Yeah. And in a recent ESPN poll, he was voted as the quarterback that people would least like to have as a teammate. Ouch, Joe. That's got to hurt him at least a little bit. You're with him week in and week out. Is he just misunderstood?
You know, I've only been around Jay Cutler. I saw everything everybody else did when he was in a Chicago Bears uniform. You used to see him going, man, show some emotion. And they would do that body language, and you'd see his face, and you go, come on, man, act like it. But as I've gotten to know Jay, I mean, the guy does care, spends a ton of time with his receivers, works hard, gets passionate. But I know he's going to carry that reputation around with him no matter where he is. But he's been a much different guy than I expected when he got here. Adam Gase had told me you're going to see a different guy than what you hear about. And sure enough, he's been great. He's been really good, especially with his receivers and his offense. A completely different guy than his reputation. All
right, Joe, smile, don't smile. I don't care as long as you win. That's what really matters.
Just play better.
There we go.
Yeah, just play well. Better. That's right. Throw it.
Good advice there, Joe. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you tomorrow.